Hello and welcome to the War on Wellness. I am Penny McPherson, your host, and today's topic is Feast Without the Fallout. Feast without the fallout. We're in the middle of the holiday season, right? I'm Penny, also known as Plant Based Penny, and today we're going to dive into the holiday season, talk a little bit about overeating. We'll talk about the joy, the laughter, and yes, the challenges that we have, and the occasional overindulgence. And we're guilty of it, especially during the festive season of the year. So, right off the bat, I have a question for you. So, put in the chat, why do you think we overeat? Why do we overeat is the question. And for those of you who may not know me, please allow me to introduce myself with my video intro. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And just in case there was an audio issue earlier, we are talking today about the feast without the fallout. Feast without the fallout. Very good. And so I asked you a question, and that question is, why do we overeat? Why do we do it? We do it, or at least most of us do it, or a lot of people do it, I will say. And there's a reason behind that. And while you're gathering your answers, I'll give you mine. One, we need to understand overeating triggers. So sometimes we're triggered to overeat, and there are emotional triggers and there are social triggers. And so let's talk about why we overeat. See, the emotions play a massive role. It might be stress, and some people over the holidays don't have a festive place to go or people to be around. And so sometimes that stress and that loneliness, whatever you might call it, and I've been there before. And guess what? I had to find alternatives. And so it might be taking yourself into another avenue of not focusing so much on yourself. It may be volunteering. It may be volunteering on those key holiday periods when you know that you're either going to be in a funk or you have a challenge during the holiday season because there's a stress associated with it. Whatever it is, take the focus off of yourself and focus on someone else. Another tip is to also do deep breaths and meditations. I am a proponent of deep breathing. It really does help me at night sometimes when I can't fall back to sleep, and it helps to alleviate stress. And also, finding somebody to talk to. Very, very important to find someone to talk to if you're stressed during the holiday season. So that is one way, the emotional eatings. And oh yeah, don't forget the social scene. The social scene makes you just want to pick up a glass, pick up a plate, and start eating. And so we have to realize that that is actually a trigger, and it actually can have an impact, a negative impact on our ability to look, live, and feel well. And so, have you ever felt pressured to eat more than you wanted to? Put a Y in the chat if you felt pressured to eat more than you want to. Okay, my hand raising is my Y. So we have to set our boundaries and be real with your loved ones. you may have auntie saying, you need to come over here and get another piece of this pumpkin pie. But make sure that people know, that your loved ones know about your choices. I used to go out with people and they'd be like, well, no, why don't you just drink something? Why don't you have a little bit of alcohol, whatever? I had to be able to be disciplined enough and know what my why is in order to be able to say, no, I don't want that piece of pumpkin pie. No, I don't want that. Actually, we didn't never have pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie. No, I don't want that drink. And just be fine with it. And you don't have to offer any additional explanations. And it also has an impact on our well-being, an impact on our well-being. So let me see, before I go to that list, whether or not I have any comments on there. Very good. Someone saying, yep, I had to tell auntie no. Oh, good, good, excellent, wonderful. So it's so important that we realize that nobody else is going to have to work out or change their lifestyle if you put on extra pounds, or if you develop an autoimmune disease or some sort of characteristic that you aren't familiar with. Those people who are saying to do whatever it is that's against your plan, you are not going to have them with you to go to the gym or to go to the doctor or whatever it is. So there can be a real aftermath. So you could be bloated, you could be tired, you could be not feeling your best. I've been there too. So prioritize your self-care over the holidays. Make sure that you don't give up on exercising. Exercise, good sleep, and keeping a bottle of water or your favorite teas handy so that you can have something healthy to go to. So the second tip for you is that there are detrimental effects of overindulgence. And sometimes we just have to be aware of it. Some people put something on the refrigerator or on their mirror, and it might be a picture of them that that is not the best picture, not their favorite. But what's important to know is that we need to realize that stuffing yourself and now wondering about the consequences, there are consequences. They're short term and long term. But I have to tell you this story, okay? So my brother and I, my brother Joe, I'm calling you out, Joe. We at the family, I don't know if it was a Thanksgiving or not, but during this time, we decided, I don't know if we consciously decided or not, we decided we're going to out eat each other. Okay. We're going to eat as much as we could eat and just let the chips fall where they may. They'll fall out. Okay. So our topic today is the feast without the fallout. Let me tell you, my brother and I, we stuffed ourselves and we ate as much as of anything that we wanted to eat. And we felt horrible after eating that, just absolutely horrible. And we were, our stomachs were hurting, we were in pain, and we just felt so uncomfortable. And what happens to a lot of people after their overindulgence is they go looking for what I call soft clothes, clothes that stretch with them, that they don't feel the binding. But the dangers of wearing soft clothes all the time, I mean, I'm talking about your sweats and whatever they might be. The dangers of that is that you may allow yourself to go beyond where you need to. And so there are consequences. There's short-term consequences. That's the bloating, the fatigue after the feast. We've all been there. We combat it and adding some ginger and peppermint tea to your post-holiday meal. So if you have overindulged, not that I am not recommending it, okay? Plant-based spinning is not doing that. But if you have, then make sure that you have on hand some ginger and peppermint tea. Actually, this is ginger and echinacea because 'tis the season. I'm trying to keep my immune system up, okay? Small changes make a big impact. And let's not forget our overall well being during the holidays. That's a domino effect. That's short term effects. Then we have long term implications of the feast before the feast without the fallout. So, feasting, the other fallout is going to be the long term implications. So, what's prolonged eating? Now, this is where we really get serious because we're talking about our health. And the Bible says that God wants us to, above all things, He wants us to be in good health and prosper. And so we're aiming for the good health. We're not aiming for perfection, but we're aiming for progress. So we want to focus on nutrient dense foods, nutrient dense foods. They don't come in the plastic packages on the chip aisle or on the cookie aisle. Nutrient dense foods are whole, real foods. And your body's going to say, thank you. Yes, it is. And that's where holistic health plans come into play, which is something that I've been practicing in 7 countries, 8 countries, and 3 different continents. It comes into play and it's a reset button for your body. It has helped me. I know a lot of times I'll get to the point, especially during the holiday seasons, where I'm eating these high, high, my palate becomes hyper palative. And I want that salty, that sweet, so much more. I feel like I can't just get control myself, and this is how it used to be for me. So it was necessary to go on a detox to kind of like reset, to kind of hit my factory reset button. And that was what helped me be able to make good conscious decisions later on. So you're probably thinking now, Penny, there what is it a magical detox plan? Well, no, it's not. But literally, we go back to the roots. Literally, we go back to the roots, and that's basic plant-based elements and foods. And so plants are like superheroes, okay? Colorful seasonal vegetables. They can be your best friend, and they're packed with nutrients and they can do absolute wonders. So picture this: healing plants from around the globe. So I've studied and practiced these methods everywhere from Costa Rica to Singapore, and now I'm bringing that global wisdom to you. One of the things that I had time to spend in a vegan restaurant in Singapore with the owners and those who were cooking there. And those ladies poured so much into me, just the kindness. They didn't know me before my visit, but we had a mutual friend networking that introduced us. But they taught me some natural healing methods and about the vegetables and why they eat the vegetables at certain times and why I just told you drink a hot tea after you eat your meal, especially if you overindulge. So natural healing is like a gentle hug for your body. The herbal teas, the essential oils, they're like nature's medicine. And so you incorporate them into your routine and watch the magic happen. So practical tips. So I'm going to be actually doing a webinar on December the 13th that I'm going to go into a little bit more detail regarding the detoxification and eliminating toxicity from your body. And I want to make sure that I share that with you. So I want to make sure I am good here with the comments and saying hello to Tony, hello to Tabitha, hello to Heather. Wonderful. Good to see everybody here this evening. I can't say hello to everybody, but you are all appreciated. So practical tips, what can you do? Holidays. So the holiday season really runs from September to February. It is not just Thanksgiving and Christmas. It is not, because there are holidays all during those months that or without those months, or special days where people start celebrating ahead of time. So September, we have a holiday, kids go back to school. October's it's holidays, November's is holidays, December's is holidays, and February is holidays. All those holidays, guess what? Focus a lot around food. And then a lot of times it's not the whole foods. So the holidays can be kind of a balancing act, and you want to enjoy it, but you also don't want the fallout. You don't want the fallout. So you want to stay healthy. And so we can actually make that happen. So when you go to your holiday gatherings, whatever they may be, and now hear me. Even if you don't have a holiday gathering to go to, then you want to be mindful of what's in your house. Okay? Because what you do in the dark is going to come out in the light. Yes, yes. What you do in the dark is going to come out in the light. So if you eat 2 pints of ice cream in the dark in your house by yourself, and you figure, oh, nobody's watching me, nobody sees me, uh, it's going to come out either in a one of your biometric your blood test is going to come out in your diagnoses, your doctor's appointment, or the fact that your belt has to let out another loop, another what do you call hole in the belt. Yeah. So we're talking about feast without the fallout. Now I had to look up fallout. So fallout could be radioactive particles, explosion, or an accident, or it could be adverse side effects or results of a situation. So we don't want accidents to happen, and we don't want fallout and bad side effects. So be mindful of those periods of holiday eating, whether they're gatherings with just yourself or gatherings with work or family or whoever it might be. First things first, approach the holiday with mindfulness. Slow down, savor each bite, and let your body tell you when it's full. So, this is a trick for me. When I eat, uh, this is a trick for me when I'm doing really well on my plan. If I eat and I wait before going back, then my body has time to tell me, okay, we've had enough. Because what happens a lot, and hey, I've done it, is I'll eat, man, that was good. I'm gonna get some more. I go to get some more, and then I'm like, "Oh, man, I'm kind of full now because I didn't allow myself, my body, the enough time to signal that I was full. So slow down, savor each bite, and let your body tell you when it's full. And portion control is your best friend. So I mentioned once before in a previous broadcast, if you missed weight loss for women over 35, go back and catch that broadcast a few weeks ago. And that I use a smaller dish a lot of times, and most of the time when I'm serving myself food. Just during the week, when I have control over what size my container is in my own house, then I choose a smaller container when it makes sense. And so that's a little trick. Also, hydrate with herbal teas, and I'm gonna make sure that I need to plug into a power source so that I won't lose you in the middle of my War on Wellness broadcast. So I'm gonna ask my tech guy to come down and do that for me because I am gonna need that. So portion control is your friend. So hydrate with herbal teas and or infuse water. You can infuse water. You can infuse water with fruits or with mint or stuff like that. And teas. Teas are going to be really good for you. And I'm talking about decaffeinated teas. Uh, teas. I don't mean the teas that you buy in the cold section that's packed with sugars. I'm talking about regular herbal teas. It helps you feel satisfied and supports your digestion. So that is one point that can help you. So, also, holistic strategies, just from my global experiences, I can share with you some nuggets of wisdom from my global journey. Stress during the holidays, been there, okay? Tried mindfulness, tried meditation, and it does work. Deep breathing, as I mentioned. So when you're celebrating, keep the holistic strategies in mind. So maybe try a new, healthier recipe and incorporate those plant-based elements we talked about. So my computer is not charging. So hopefully I don't lose you. I'm gonna call my tech guy. Oh, I think he's getting that. He's okay. He's coming back. Sorry about that. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't lose the broadcast in the middle of the broadcast. So try a healthier recipe. One recipe that I make a lot to try to have in the house just for when I want something is chickpea tuna. Chickpea tuna is really, really easy to make. It's actually on my Facebook group page. So what I want you to do is go there. If you haven't seen it, I'll just post it again because I just made some yesterday. All right. So success stories. I've had a lot of success stories. I had success stories from people who tell me that their blood pressure's gone down, their A1C's gone down, their waistline has gone down as well, especially people who have a goal in mind as far as something that they want to do. Maybe they have a photo shoot coming up or something that they want to specifically get rid of that bloat. So I help people move from problems to progress with plant-based solutions. And so I've got people who have seen amazing, amazing challenges that have moved toward progress. Remember, we're not going to perfection, but we are going toward progress. And so Dora is one person who she was able to lose a couple of pounds or a couple of inches rather in her waist, and also pounds, but she was really happy with the inches that she lost with the detox plan, and she lost 13 inches. And so that was really, really great for her with the holistic plan and including exercise and proper sleep and hydration. All of that customized for her, and I can do that for you as well. So real people, real stories. So one person's struggle turned into triumph, and that could be you as well. So picture this before and after moments and shout out loud, hey, this holistic lifestyle works. I say that all the time. And I tell my doctors that when I go for my checkups, and they're like, yeah, okay, you're doing pretty good. So if you're sitting there and you're nodding along and you're thinking, oh, maybe this is for me, well, guess what? I appreciate you considering the journey. So let's build a community. I want to see your success stories. I want to hear about them. And I want to be able to just have a chat with you for a 30-minute consultation. Just hear about what your goals are and what I can do for you. Absolutely no charge whatsoever. So contact me through my website, plantbasedpennylife.com. Contact me there, or you can DM me if that's a little bit easier for you. You can DM me at Plant-Based Penny Life on Instagram or on my Facebook group, Plant-Based Penny Life. And my Facebook page is Plant-Based Penny Life. And I'm also on YouTube at Plant-Based Penny. So yay! I make it very simple for you to find me. You can DM me through any of those channels, and I am happy to help you with speaking engagements and one-on-one consultations. So today it was feasting without the fallout. The fallout, we don't want to avoid that, but we want to still be able to feast and feast well. So I appreciate you joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you on next week. We need to realize what our overeating triggers are, the detrimental effects of overindulgence, and also practical tips for the holiday season. So if you're watching on the replay, put replay in the chat so I can say hello to you as well. Thank you so much for listening. I am Penny, also known as Plant-Based Penny, and I help people move from problems to progress with plant-based solutions. Thanks.